Welcome to Britain's Endgame. Welcome to the Endgame of Britain. Our beloved Queen just checked out as the whole country's about to collapse into a Phil and Holly hosted Squid Game where we dive for a chance to clear our great British gas bill. Aspiration Nation. Coming soon to ITVB. Once the coverage stops, obviously. Indeed, it's hard to escape the idea that, what with no official cause of death yet released, and much like celebrities who died just ahead of the Trump and Brexit wins, that Queenie didn't simply see what was coming and say, "Oh, fuck this shit for a pack of corgis," before topping herself. But let's get to the specifics. The economy's about to envelope, our currency is tanking, the pound sterling is now at its lowest international value versus the US dollar for 37 years. Some doubt the data and seriousness surrounding this. If they had $1 billion for every one of those years, perhaps they could test and trace it. The one beacon of hope we have had until now was the idea we might be able to quickly rejoin the single market or issue a couple of million visas to Europeans desperate to earn some comparatively valuable pounds. But we are now on course to have our living standards overtaken by Slovenia next year, and Poland by the end of the decade. We are at a point of no return. Put simply, why would Eastern Europeans come here now to fix our labour shortage when frankly they'll have a shitter life and have made no money when they do come to their senses and leave? In the crosshairs of all this, people tire of the monarchy. Because when there's social mobility, wage growth and adequate support services, it's not hard to turn a blind eye to the ridiculous inequality of it. Then it's history. Then it's, well, if I work hard enough, maybe I could have a palace. It's a little harder when you're on your third dick of the morning because your gas bill tripled and you're reminded not only has this family been given your money since forever for nothing more than winning the fucking vagina lottery, but now Andrew has paid his way out of embarrassment and King Charles will not pay the 40% inheritance tax. These are inarguably both situations that would land you and I crown deep in the shit. We are being financially punished for matters outside our control, while they escape the consequences of basic law and order. Amusing, then, to see the great minds of Britain get up in arms about Phil and Holly jumping the queue to see the Queen. "Oh, what? They think they're better than everyone else?" they cry. "They get to go ahead of us? On what basis?" others chime, without so much as a smidgen of serious self-awareness that you are queuing to pay respect to a monarch you've been brainwashed into thinking is better than you. Still, not everyone's a loser in this. Somewhere in Soho, there's a PR agency chalking up Phil and Holly, not better than you, bad, and the monarchy, much better than you, good, as a perfect whiteboard example of why you need to pay that little bit extra for the elite package. Also in the funny in tray, consider this. In the post-COVID contracts media landscape, and yes, against the backdrop of our usual class warfare, someone in Buckingham Palace events management actually raised their hand and said, "You know what all this is missing? A VIP fast lane." Perhaps unsurprisingly, British republicanism is growing. From 13% in the 90s to a quarter of the population now. The age-old traditional argument has been the Windsors are essential for British tourism. People come here for our history, kings, princesses and castles. That may be about to change, though perhaps not in the way that we'd thought. If the pound keeps falling at the rate it is now, and as the FT are predicting, we could become a destination of choice, regardless of the royals. Bankers be damned and automotive be gone. Fuck business. It'd be entirely fitting if we re-emerged from Brexit, with a devalued pound, as little more than a Union Jack-adorned cafe from Magaluf. With the same cretins who got us into this mess, fretting about Polish people coming over here, taking our jobs, finding themselves securely in employment, serving mojitos to Polish guys in Hawaiian shirts on a low-budget lads' hole. Anyway, As Michael Jackson said, shortly before dying, this is it. This is the end game. And as we circle the drain and slump our heads in our hands, the rest of the country sits, bewitched by the type of news coverage that could make a North Korean dictator blush. And to be honest, that feels right. It feels entirely fitting. That after the bluster decorating the bullshit, after all the empty nationalistic boosterism and symbolism obfuscating the substance, that our impending doom might be masked by royal fanfare. My personal feeling is maybe Queenie was right. Maybe shit's about to get so bad it's simply not worth sticking around for, even if you're a billionaire. Maybe the prizes for Phil and Holly's Squid Game should actually be, death. I mean, faced with the choice of the next decade of declining standards and murderous poverty, or applying for that shit, you'll forgive me if I shrug, fuck this shit for a pack of corgis, and join the queue.